So we've got to talk about abortion being in the news right now. Starting with the fact that, when you think about all the states in America where a woman would be denied an emergency abortion, California is probably the last one you'd have in mind. But that is exactly what happened to 36-year-old Anna Nuzlocke, with her alleging that she was denied essential emergency care even though her health was at risk and her pregnancy wasn't viable. But the big difference between her story and all the horrific accounts that we've heard about women being denied care is that California is actually standing up for her and they're suing the hospital that refused to provide care for violating her rights. And that marking the first time since Roe was overturned that a state has gone after a hospital for violating abortion protections, which is absolutely massive because while the federal government has sued hospitals in states with abortion bans, no states have tested abortion rights in this manner. And with that, what California is doing could have huge implications for other states. So let's start with what the hell happened that resulted in a woman being denied care in a state with some of the strongest abortion protections. Because there, according to the lawsuit, which was announced yesterday by the state attorney general, Anna and her husband had been trying to have a baby for years and they experienced multiple miscarriages before she finally got pregnant with twins. But early on, she started experiencing severe cramping, pain, and bleeding. It becoming so serious, she had to go to Providence St. Joseph Hospital in Eureka 2 times, with that being a Catholic-affiliated hospital with the most well-equipped emergency department in the region. But both times, she was told that the fetuses had heart tones and was sent home despite her symptoms persisting. But then, when she was just 15 weeks pregnant, her water broke way too soon, with that causing severe bleeding and pain, and she was rushed to the nearest emergency room, which just so happened to be Providence St. Joseph Hospital in Eureka. And when she got there, the doctors informed her that one of the twins' amniotic sacs had broken and lost all fluid, meaning that it wasn't going to survive. And when she asked about the other twin, they told her that it was extremely unlikely that she could maintain the pregnancy. And so as a result, the doctors agreed that if Anna didn't terminate the pregnancy quickly, she would be putting herself at risk for infection, hemorrhaging, and threaten her future fertility. But despite the fact that the doctors literally recommended she abort the other twin, she was informed that hospital policy prevented them from giving her an abortion because one twin still had traceable heart tones and her life was not at enough risk. But then at the same time, the lawsuit also alleges that a doctor suggested that Anna take a helicopter to a hospital almost 300 miles south in San Francisco, but warning there that it would cost $40,000 that her insurance wouldn't cover. When she asked if she and her husband could make the nearly 5-hour drive to San Francisco, she said the doctor replied, "If you try to drive, you will hemorrhage and die before you can get to a place that can help you." Which I just have to ask, if someone is going to die if they drive less than 5 hours, how does that not qualify as life-threatening? But that said, after several hours at Providence, Anna and her husband drove 12 miles to Mad River Community Hospital. Before leaving Providence, she claims that a nurse sent her away with a bucket of towels like you'd use to clean a bathroom for the car ride. And then when she finally arrived at Mad River, she was actively hemorrhaging, she passed a massive blood clot, she spontaneously delivered one of the twins, and then was rushed to the OR so that the other fetus could be removed, with her doctor there saying in court documents that Nuzlocke lost considerably more blood than expected during the procedure. Very notably here, that doctor also said that she had treated other patients who had been denied abortions by Providence in similar instances, with Anna herself later telling reporters, "I'll never forget looking at my doctor, tears streaming down my face, my heart shattered into a million pieces, and just pleading with her, 'Don't let me die,' adding my daughters deserved better and I deserved better." And so with this, California Attorney General Rob Bonta told reporters yesterday that Anna's case shows that these kinds of abortion horror stories, they can happen even in California, a place that is very strongly pro-choice. And adding, "We do not want another Anna." And the lawsuit specifically accusing Providence of violating a California law that requires all hospitals with emergency rooms to provide care to anyone in danger of loss of life or serious injury or illness, as well as saying what they did went against state laws concerning civil rights and business conduct. Now, very notably, in this situation, there are laws that allow doctors to opt out of performing elective abortions due to religious beliefs and prevent religious-affiliated hospitals from being forced to perform those elective procedures. But a very key thing is that emergency protections law does not allow for religious exceptions when hospitals operate emergency rooms like Providence does. So as a result, Bonta is seeking an injunction to ensure that Providence's patients are getting emergency healthcare, including abortion, which is especially important because Mad River, where Anna ultimately ended up getting the care she needed, they're actually closing their labor and delivery unit later this month, meaning that Providence, that's going to be the only hospital in Humboldt County that even has a labor and delivery unit. Now, with all that said, as far as how Providence has responded, the hospital issued a statement saying it was heartbroken over Anna's experience and adding, "Providence is deeply committed to the health and wellness of women and pregnant patients and provides emergency services to all who walk through our doors in accordance with state and federal law." But for now, we'll have to wait to see what happens there. But again, this lawsuit goes beyond California, right? That's because Bonta said that part of the reason he was bringing this challenge is because there's uncertainty over the fate of a federal law similar to California's called the Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act, or EMTALA, which is a law that's become a serious lightning rod in the abortion debate nationwide since Roe was overturned, with it not only being challenged by 2 states, but one of those challenges made it all the way up to the Supreme Court, though the court avoided ruling on the merits and sent it back to the lower courts, with that then likely queuing up another future showdown for the high court to hear in the coming years. And so it's seen as being incredibly important for the states to clearly establish the scope of their emergency laws moving forward.